All right, what's up, fellas? Let's hit it, boys. It's freaking Thursday. We got the weekend upon us. We got Thursday night football tonight, Vikings and Chargers. We're gonna have a Barstool live stream for it, and we got a huge weekend ahead. I mean, it's a sport. This is my favorite time of year. It's the best. I'm drinking Stella Blue coffee. They released all their cans today. We got our dude wipes to clean up our messes, but I'm just fired up because we got World Series game one tomorrow. We got a huge college football slate Saturday, NFL Sunday. I mean, what could be better? We're joined by Tyler Moody here from Louisiana. We're going to get into hit it all. I love the Thursday show, Moody. I love it. I'm pumped. We got a whole weekend. We got a lot of picks to make. We're going to make a Thursday night parlay for tonight, DraftKings Sportsbook. We're going to run through the key college football games. And we're going to talk about Ole Miss, Oklahoma, and LSU A&M, and Texas A&M and LSU, two fascinating SEC games on Saturday. Get the World Series starting tomorrow. I feel like it's been on break for like 2 weeks. It's been since Monday, but it's been brutal.
Yeah, I don't really think they should have given them this long off. I mean, like I get it a couple days. I feel like it should have started today. Today, if I understand you want to compete with Thursday night football, whatever. Today felt like the perfect day for it to get going. Give them a couple days off. Let the starting rotations get rested in case a team has to go 7 games like the Blue Jays. Let's get it rolling again on Thursday. But the good thing about the layoff, bullpens are rested, starting rotations are rested. You get to see the best of the best go heads up. Obviously, advantage Dodgers. Their pitchers have a ton of rest going into this series, and their starting rotation has been legendary so far during the postseason.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a fun series, though. We'll hit that off the top. Chat, fire away any gambling or any questions you got, as always. We'll get to all of it. We'll start with the World Series, and then we'll get into all the football. All right, Dodgers, Blue Jays. Toronto does have home field here in Canada. This is kind of being billed a little bit as a USA versus Canada thing, I've noticed.
Yeah, it is. I was talking to my dad about it. And he was like, "I guess I got to root for the Dodgers now because I hate Canada." It's funny for me to think about because, like, I guess it doesn't really stick out to me because I think of the players more than I think of the city so much. And so, like, I have a lot of love for Vladimir Guerrero. So I'm actually cool with either team winning. I know so many people hate the Dodgers because they've spent all the money, they've acquired all these studs. I get why people hate them. They say they're bad for baseball, they're ruining baseball. But this is a team that plays the game the correct way. Like you don't hear any Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, like Shohei doesn't even speak English. Like all these dudes that they have acquired and built their team around, they play the game the right way. There's not any BS with them. I love Tyler Glass now. He's one of my favorite pitchers in baseball. So there's a lot of likable players in this series. George Springer on the other side, the monumental game that he had in Game 7, the Dodger killer that he was when he was with the Astros. Obviously, there's some things with him and the cheating allegations with Houston, but I actually think this is two teams with a bunch of likable guys, in my personal opinion. And so I think it should be a good series. I don't care who wins. I do think the Dodgers win, though. They're the freaking Dodgers, man.
Dodgers minus 215 on DraftKings to win the World Series. Toronto coming back at plus 180, even with home field. That shows you. And we got the first game Friday night. Blake Snell going for the Dodgers against Trey Yusevich. How do you say that?
Trey Savage.
You Savage. So he crushed it.
Yeah.
Baseball
Yeah.
knowledge, just all time
Yeah,
high.
I was pretty keen on him when he was coming up through the minors. Had a great minor league career, tons of hype on him coming up. I mean, the Blue Jays need him to realize his pedigree really quick. He's going up against the best lineup he's ever faced. It's a huge moment for him going against Blake Snell, Cy Young Award winner, tough spot. I mean, you're at home, so that probably gives you a little bit of comfort. But damn, this is the World Series against the Dodgers. This kid's getting thrown into the fire. He's been great so far for him, but he's got to be his best come game one tomorrow night.
Yeah, well, and the Dodgers minus 157. Toronto coming back at plus $1.29, over under 7.5. Any thoughts early on tomorrow?
Blake Snell has been so good, man. Like he's been Cy Young Blake Snell. It's tough for me to bet against him. You're taking a veteran Cy Young pitcher and betting against him and taking the rookie. Like the way the Blue Jays win this game, George Springer has to have another big game, and Vladimir Guerrero has to continue to be the guy that he's been in the postseason. They do have good right-handed bats in this Blue Jays lineup. Alejandro Kirk hits lefties pretty well. They need to get on Blake Snell, but Blake Snell's just so damn good, man. I have a tough time seeing Blake Snell losing game one of this series. I really don't. So I know minus 150, not great money, but I still like the Dodgers. I really do. I think it's a tough spot for a rookie pitcher.
So you obviously lean Dodgers in the series. Do you think
Yeah.
Toronto can extend it to 6 or 7, or is this going to be another?
I think it's like a 5 game series personally. I think it's like Dodgers in 5. I think the Blue Jays find one, maybe at home, maybe one of these first 2 games. I think their best chance is probably maybe against Glass now, just because he, like we talked about, he hit our walk prop that we gave out the last time on him. He does walk people. There's a potential for them to get to him there. This is a team that's actually hit Shohei Ohtani pretty well in the past. Obviously, Tommy John, he's come back. He's looked incredible. So I'm curious to see how he throws in Game 4. But I mean, I think it's Dodgers in 5, 6 at the least, personally. And I hate to say that. I want it to go 7. It'd be awesome if the Blue Jays won it. But this is a juggernaut that they built over there. The arms they have some of the best hitters. They have the greatest player to ever play the game. I really don't see them losing this series.
All right, well there you go. And as always, follow at Moody Mac TV for all the baseball stuff, and he'll be firing all World Series long. All right, let's get to Thursday night football. As I said, we got a Barstool stream tonight for it. Chargers a 3-point home favorite over the Vikings, over under 44.5. Gonna do it, as always, DraftKings, our good friends, having the boost parlays. Let's see what we got here. I was looking at it a second ago. We've got a 30% boost tonight, Minnesota versus the Chargers. Man, a lot to get. This game's kind of like a meh Thursday night game. I mean, Carson Wentz going again. Seems like the Vikings are being careful with J.J. McCarthy. I mean, I think he'll start again in a week or two, but he didn't really show a whole lot those first 2 weeks. So I think they're being careful. Chargers, just a lot of injuries, man. It's really been falling off for them lately. The Colts went in there and hammered them last week, and their 3-0 start seems like a distant memory. Obviously Marion Hampton out. They've had big offensive line injuries, and they don't seem like they're the same team they were the first few weeks.
On the Minnesota side, I actually think they're sticking with Carson Wentz until he proves that he can't be the guy. They looked really bad with J.J. McCarthy. I know he had that great comeback win. What was it? It was week 1, I think.
Chicago, Monday Night Football.
Yeah, Chicago, like that, but he just didn't look good. He looked very shaky. He didn't look like he was running the offense as well. Not that Carson Wentz is going to wow you or anything, but he's running the offense somewhat efficiently. He can get the ball out on time to Justin Jefferson. So I think unless the wheels completely fall off, you're going to see Carson Wentz for a few weeks here. They're trying. I was listening to Sirius XM, and they were talking about they're really trying to get J.J. McCarthy just to understand what it's like to run an NFL offense game in and game out. So it feels like there are things within the organization they're worried about. I think they're going to stick with Wentz for a little bit. As far as this game tonight, though, I hope you have a better read than I do on it.
It's not great. I always go through the team defense rankings to do the parlays, the rush and pass Ds. And there wasn't like a lot, usually I'm looking for somebody that's like 27th and something to exploit. And there wasn't a lot there. The Vikings did allow Jalen Hurts to cook them last week, but the pass defense still didn't have that bad of a rating. And the Chargers running game, I mean, I know Vidal had 120 yards at Miami, but the Chargers running game's been rough with the O-line injuries. It's been bad. On the Vikings side, Jordan Addison's come back and given us some juice. He's been hitting some props, with everybody
Aaron
keying on
Jones back tonight.
Yeah. I mean, Jones, I feel like Mason's still going to be more the guy running the ball, and Jones is like third down and probably get a few possessions. But, yeah, I don't know that there's a lot here to love. The Chargers passing game is interesting to analyze. Dude, Rondé Gadsden, he had like 150 yards last week. Where the hell did that come from?
And they just kept finding him. It felt like every time they were running a lot of deep routes with their outside guys, their wide receivers, and Gadsden had a ton of room to operate underneath. So, I mean, I don't know that you'll see that. He's going to have another solid game. He's not going to have that game once again, though. That was a career showing. There's a chance that's the greatest game he's ever going to have in the NFL.
Dude, you don't see tight ends get 150 yards ever.
Yeah.
No, that was crazy. It's kind of hard to measure the Chargers passing game. You got Quentin Johnson who scored a lot of touchdowns, a lot of big plays, and then Keenan Allen and Ladd working underneath. I feel like Ladd's still getting more, the last few weeks have been a lot better after he had a slow start. But yeah, I mean, we're going the long road about talking about nothing. I do feel like Jordan Addison continues to have value. His over-under's he's averaging like 94 yards a game. His over-under's like 60. He also kind of has a nose for the end zone, the last few years.
Wentz has been looking his way a lot. He did last week. I mean, when they were in desperate situations on third down, he looked to Jordan Addison a lot because Justin Jefferson was getting bracketed at times in that game, and so he had to look Addison's way. I don't know if the Chargers are going to employ a similar strategy tonight, but there's a chance that Addison could be the man tonight. Grant Wagner was asking, should we consider laddering Justin Jefferson receiving yards? Wentz feeds Justin Jefferson.
Well, Thursday night game. Wentz is 7-0 on Thursday nights in his career. By the way, that's an interesting stat.
Okay, good to know.
Jefferson's over under. It's like mid 80s. I mean, I'd lean over, but man, he's been doing all right, but he hadn't been able to find he's not been scoring touchdowns at all. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, it just seems like 85 seems about right.
Yeah, is there a chance this game goes under? Because that's kind of the direction I'm leaning.
I know. I think it's going to be kind of an ugly game, and I think both teams aren't that bad on defense either.
Yeah. I always like to trust my first instinct. My first instinct said that the thing I liked the most was the under in this game, just because the Chargers O-line is so beat up. The Vikings will get after you a little bit. I don't know. I kind of like under 44.5 minutes.
Okay, well let's throw together a little parlay. We'll start with the under. I'm in on that. And the thing is, when you take that under, that's going to make these odds really good because it's going to correlate when we take some overs. So we'll start with the under. Let's see. I'm looking at the touchdown score thing right now to see if we can find somebody. Vidal plus 135. A lot of people between plus 150 and 170. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Mason, Keenan Allen, McConkey, Quentin Johnson. Addison plus 220 is not bad.
No, I mean, I think Addison's got some value tonight for sure. I wonder if TJ Hawkinson has any value as well.
He
had a touchdown. He dropped it. Could be some value there.
Herbert 6-1 touchdown's not bad. He's been running this year.
He has.
He's been taking on.
Grant Wagner said 10 to 11 targets a game since Wentz took over for Justin Jefferson. And Zach Holtz, first half unders have been money in primetime games.
That I can see, because a lot of times games open.
Yeah,
a lot of times
I like
games.
that.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm down to throw first half under instead of game under. Then how about we'll do that. All right. We'll start with the first half under. We're trying to get a few legs here, and as always, our friends on DraftKings crushing it. All right, under 21.5 first half is in. All right.
Okay.
Touchdown scores. Man, I hate taking the TD score bets in games that I think are going under. I just don't like doing it.
What's
doing it.
Jordan Mason?
Plus 150. That's not bad. I don't hate that. It's a
No,
good
I don't
price
hate
for
that
a running
either.
back. I don't like Vidal plus 120. Chargers goal line offense has been horrible.
Zach just made a good point. It is tight end week. It's National Tight Ends Week.
It's true. I feel like the Gadsden
That's
thing.
Sunday though, right? National Tight Ends Day.
It's
on
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the Gadsden thing, it's like I don't know if he just had this fluke high game. I mean, he does look good down the field for a tight end, and he could stretch the field vertically, which is always a great skill set for a tight end because so few can do that. But I just don't think you're supposed to take him off that huge game because it's like too obvious.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, screw the touchdown.
I wanted to check and see who are the worst teams against tight ends this year. Receiving yards. The Chargers give up the 5th most yards to tight ends this season.
Okay.
They've only given up 1 receiving touchdown to a tight end. Minnesota, very good against tight ends. 3rd best in the NFL, or, well, 8th best in the NFL.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now.
I could see Hawkinson being a factor tonight. I really could.
Okay, well, I'm down to do that. Do you want to go? We can go Hawkinson over and touch. It's 34.5. That's pretty low. 34.5.
Yeah, that's not bad.
No. Okay. Do you want to throw? Why don't we go Hawkinson over 40 just to get it like a little, get this parlay juiced up a little bit.
Yep, and then I'll let you throw the other 2 legs on there because.
No, I mean we only have to do one. We don't even have to do 2. Hawkinson over 40 plus 120. All right, we're in on that. Man, I'm almost down to take under on Arondé Gadsden. Just like if the Vikings are that good against the tight end because his over-under's inflated. Let's see. So his over-under's like mid-40s. It's pretty high for him.
Does feel kind of high. It's a fade last week's performance type spot, you know?
Yeah, I kind of like that. All right, we'll go. Let me see. I'm gonna throw his under in, and then maybe. All right, so we're gonna throw his Arondé. I'm seeing 44.5 under. I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
All right, so now we're only at plus 650 on 3. We need something. We probably need a touchdown bet to get this thing up a little bit.
I mean, I feel like Jordan Mason probably your best bet in this game. That's who I think probably gets into the end zone.
All right, we'll throw him in there. Let's see what Let's see what that gets us to. All right, that got us to 2,100. So I like that.
Okay.
And then you don't think you worried about Aaron Jones being in there?
I mean, Mason's the better goal line back, anyways.
Yeah, no, and Jones is at a point, man. He has that hamstring thing, and he's like 30. I mean, I don't feel like he's. I mean, he might get a few possessions, but I don't think he's the bell cow.
I'll let you make the final decision on that.
Do you like? Okay, do you like Mason plus 150, or do you like Addison plus 220 more? Mason. I mean, 21 to 1's already good. So I mean, it's not like
21 to 1 is good,
and that's before the boost. All right, I think that's it. Let's roll with that. Let me throw the boost on it. 20 plus 27.30.
not bad. I'll take it.
All right, I'm putting it in. All right, we are in at 20 plus 27.30, under 21.5 first half. Jordan Mason touchdown, over 40 Hawkinson, under 44.5 for Rondé Gatson. There you go.
Okay. I'm gonna throw
Parlay.
that in too.
The parlay is in. Make sure you hit the 30% boost. Love DraftKings for doing that, as always. All right, let's get into this college football. Some stuff to get into this weekend. Actually, before that, we've got a couple other things to get into. One, let's talk about this poker and this NBA scandal.
Okay.
It's wild. All right, let's start with Chauncey Billups, who's a head coach. Is he still the Blazers head coach, or he was?
Blazers head coach, yeah.
So he's playing poker with a mob?
I don't think we know all the details yet. And again, I've looked at this kind of sparingly. Whether or not he was playing with the mob or essentially working for the mob, I think all that's going to come out. And maybe that's already out and I just haven't seen it yet. But there's definitely a mob connection at this point with Chauncey Billups. So what they were doing, they were playing in private home games and they were marking the cards and using special glasses or contacts to see the cards. So they could essentially see what their opponents were holding. They also had x-rays under the table to scan the cards. So, I mean, it still sounds like overkill to have both of them. I'm assuming one was used in one scenario, the other was used in another. Like, that's kind of my guess. But either way, they were cheating their opponents out of money. They said it reached upwards of $7 million. That's going to be a big deal. The feds were on them for 4 years, it sounds like. Also roped into this thing, it's tied in somehow, is Terry Rozier, who was taking his own unders and then checking himself out of games, essentially. His friends would bet on the unders. They would go back to his house after the game, count the money out, and they would split the money. So I think there's going to be a lot more details that come out about this.
He's never going to play. He will never play in the NBA again.
Yeah, and there was another thing about a guy, I forget the name now. There was a former NBA player that the mob, he owed the mob money for gambling, and they were pressuring him into doing stuff like taking unders or whatever it may be in games. And so they were, I guess, using him to pay off his own gambling debts, and they were making money off of that. So you have to wonder how much deeper this all runs, what other details are going to emerge. As far as the poker thing's concerned, we've seen this before in the poker world.
No,
this is
dude.
the first time something like this has been done. The fact that it's connected to the mob and to NBA players, and now you've also got the sports betting side of it tied into it. It's a wild scenario that's definitely going to get some people in jail. I don't know how it couldn't at this point.
Yeah, well, whenever these like scandals go down, it's one of those things. Once the onion gets peeled away, it gets real bad. Like, I mean, there's so many layers to it. Who the hell knows where it's going to go? One thing I will mention on the poker front, because I'm a poker guy, I'm always so wary about playing at home games and not in casinos because of this exact thing. Because there's no honor among thieves. In the poker world, there's an underworld there. And there was actually a cheating scandal exactly like this in New Orleans when I was living down there. Like, this was like 2010. There's this huge home game, and I had a buddy get cheated out of 85 grand. Exact same thing. The glasses with the marked cards, being able to see them. Yeah, I had a good, like one of my roommates got cheated out of $85,000 there. And so I'll play in a home game every now and then if I like know the people. It's like one of my, if one of my really good friends is running it, and I'll do it. But I'm so wary about the home game thing because there's so many. The amount of stories like this will blow your mind. I mean, it's just. But in the casinos, it's so highly regulated that like you're not gonna be seeing any of this. So that's kind of my take. Be very leery of. A lot of times you think something's off in a home game, man. Be real careful. Just get out of there. If you sense something's bad and off, just get away from it. In my opinion.
Yeah, playing at home games, in my opinion, is kind of dumb at this point. Whenever there's casinos, especially in California, like you could easily, there's really big games you can go get into. Hustler Live, like there's plenty of big games you can go get in if you want to in California. So the fact that people are falling for this stuff still is pretty crazy. Grant Wagner said it seems straight out of a movie, and it does. I mean, it sounds like a movie script. Like, who knows what else is going to come out of this, too? I feel like we're only seeing the tip of the iceberg so far, especially because the mob is connected to it. We may find out a year from now that they've been forcing players to do things to make them money. You know what I mean? Especially ones that had gambling debt. So it just feels like it's only getting started to me
Yeah.
personally.
Look. Yeah, I know. The other point I want to make. It's interesting in the poker world though, because you would say just go play in the casinos. But the way the poker world works, these private games, these home games are where all the suckers are. You like build these private games with these fish, these rich fish that like have a lot of money. And then that's like the most profitable games are those. Like a lot of the casino games aren't as good. And so it's a whole ecosystem that I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but that's just the way it is right now. And so it just be careful. My advice would be just be extremely careful if you're out there playing in home games, and especially just have your guard up. If you think something's off, just trust it. Get out of there. Just one of those things, man. It's like I said, the poker world, a lot of stuff to be careful about, and
Especially when millions of dollars are there to be made. I mean, if there's millions on the table, if you can cheat your way into it, people will be willing to do it for sure.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
All right, next thing I want to get into before college football, I tweeted out yesterday looking for Milwaukee Rex. I'm doing whole weekend in Milwaukee. Can't freaking wait. I've only been to Milwaukee. I'm bummed the Brewers aren't in the World Series, Moody, because that would have been awesome to be up there during that. But I've only been to Milwaukee once in my life in 2011 for one night, so this is all new to me. I'm stoked about it. I'm staying downtown. I know I've had like 15, 20 people DM me about Carnivore Steakhouse, this like awesome Milwaukee steakhouse. I'm going there for sure. Gonna be raging. Gonna be leaving it all in the field at the Riverside Theater this weekend. The fall panic tradition, especially after the marathon when I'm in such a good mood. But that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're having like an Ole Miss Oklahoma watch party at Stinny's Bar on Saturday for any Mississippi people up there. And that's going to be fun. And Moody, dude, this Milwaukee situation, dude, they love Panic up there. This weekend's become like a thing. It's always the weekend before Halloween. The mayor loves Panic. Dude, block parties Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 4:30 to 8 in the street before the shows with live music. Wild. So
it sounds like you're going to be getting down out there for sure.
This one's going to be big.
One thing I want to ask you about, and it's not in relation to that. What did you tweet? We haven't talked about this yet. What did you tweet out about a phishing scam that was happening with your Paul Chicago marathon donations?
Yeah, so I actually got a DM from somebody I know that he got a DM on Instagram. It was like donate to my Paul Chicago link, and it was a phishing scam. And it like he had to deal with it. And so he's like, hey, you need to tell your followers, like, because if this is getting sent to me, it's getting sent to everybody. So I was like, all right. And, yeah, and dude, he ended up giving, I was $35 away from $13K, and he gave $535. I was like, damn, very generous.
The good thing is we know that Mintz wasn't the one running this phishing scam. He barely knows how to get into his email, so we don't have to worry about him being the one behind this. This is not some kind of elaborate Mintzy hoax. This is a real phishing scam that Mintz had nothing to do with.
No, I definitely did. Well, I wouldn't send private DMs about donating. Like, I mean, I'll text you or I'll post on there, but I would never send private DMs like donate. Like, I wouldn't do that. So that's definitely not me. But that definitely happened. But yeah, pumped about Milwaukee. Very pumped. Too pumped. Gonna be the whole deal. most fun weekend of the fall. I've been since early August to Indy. It's been lower key, so a leopard can't change its spots. That's for sure.
Oh.
All right, let's get to this college football Saturday. A lot of stuff to get into here. I want to hit the big games. All right, this Ole Miss Oklahoma game, 11 a.m. Saturday. A lot of noise on the Lane Kiffin contract stuff this week after Florida fired Napier. I still feel really good about Lane staying, but still, it's just more drama behind the scenes, and that's never good. Ole Miss off a 43-35, kind of heartbreaking loss on the way to Georgia with them winning 35-26, late third, and then they got destroyed in the fourth quarter. Always tough, Moody, the week after Georgia and Bama. They kind of beat you twice a lot because it's so physical and so tough. You got a second road game in a row. Oklahoma's been, they had the bad effort against Texas like 2 weeks ago when Mateer came back too early from that thumb injury. But they've been good other than that. And they got a damn good defense. Saying it may be raining in Norman. So this line went up. It was 4. It's now Oklahoma by 5.5, over under 53.5. It's a tough spot for the Reps. I'm not saying I like Oklahoma, but it's just everything I just said. Second straight road game. Oklahoma has a good defense. I don't like that weather report. I think Ole Miss can win it, but I'm not confident. But if you do win here, you're a huge favorite to make the playoffs with their schedule being the rest of the way. I mean, this game is – I can't say enough how much is on the line. Because you lose this game, you have to win out to make the playoffs. That's it. You have to. And a win here – you got breathing room, and you got a weak schedule behind it. Behind this Ole Miss game, South Carolina at home, Citadel at home, Florida at home, bye week at Egg Bowl. And how deep the SEC is, it can't be weaker than that. That's as weak as it's going to get. So, to me, this is it. Ole Miss hadn't beaten a ranked team on the road since 2017, actually. That's a stat that is a little surprising. I actually can't believe I'm saying this, and people are going to hate on me for it after the shootout last week. I like under 53.5, especially if it's going to rain. Oklahoma plays good defense. Their offense isn't that explosive. I think 53.5 is a little high here. And I get why it's high after 78 points in Ole Miss, Georgia. But, if the weather report stays bad, I kind of think Ole Miss is going to score like 24 to 27 points. And my question is, does the defense play well? Is that enough? That's kind of my thoughts.
Is that your favorite play from the game? Is under 53.5?
No. Oh, from that game, yeah, but no, that's not near my favorite play of the week. We're gonna hit the ones I actually really like, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to Stenny's though. We got the sound on. The owners all pumped are coming. So if you're in the Milwaukee area and you feel like watching some football on Saturday with us, whether you're an Ole Miss fan or not, because I can't imagine there's many Ole Miss fans in Wisconsin, but come out. You want to hang out? That's where I'll be, man. I think I'm going to bust out the powder blue jeans for Saturday, too. They've been in the closet long enough.
Those powder blue jeans have been through it.
They have. I mean, I only wear 2 or 3 games a year, but I was like, you know what? Saturday in Milwaukee, repping the Rebs, rock the powder blue at the Panic. I think it's time. All right, Nick, Big Noon Fox Big Noon going to UCLA, Indiana. So Dave Portnoy will be there. Indiana, 25.5-point favorite. Indiana will win, but maybe UCLA can cover. They've been playing better. I don't know. I don't have any real opinion on it. Kadek's going this weekend, and he's all excited about it, as he should be. Scrolling through it. Quick, interesting game. South Florida by 6 at Memphis. South Florida all the way up to number 18. Memphis off a road favorite loss at UAB last week. Chris Mortensen's son beat them. I'm a Memphis or nothing in this one. Just losing as a road favorite now as a home dog. Memphis is, already beating Arkansas at home. So I'm either going to go Memphis plus 6 or nothing, even though I do think South Florida's pretty good. Looking at over 56.5 in Kansas State, Kansas, the games in the series just tend to get wild. That's my initial thought there. Scrolling down. All right, Auburn at Arkansas. Little subplot here. Bobby Petrino hates Hugh Freeze. A lot of people hate Hugh Freeze, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But apparently he really hates him. And Freeze, Auburn era is, we're nearing the end of the rope here, man. I think he may not survive. And I know if Arkansas gets a chance to run it up, they're going to. You've got a battle of 2 just atrocious units, the Auburn offense against the Arkansas defense. I don't know what's going to give. If Arkansas can't stop anybody, Auburn can't score. The Jackson Arnold move, He sucked at Oklahoma last year, and he has not done much to show that it wasn't just last year. Their offensive line blows too, though. But I like Arkansas in this game at home. I know how much Petrino hates Freeze. I think Arkansas still has a good offense. I know they haven't won much this year, but like they've managed to look not awful considering the fact they hadn't been winning. They score a lot of points. Taylor Green's a really good quarterback. They got a good running back in Washington. They got some weapons. They can't stop anybody, but I kind of think Arkansas is going to win this game. And Petrino is fighting hard because he wants his job. So I'm kind of expecting an effort there. That's what I'm looking at. Bama minus 11.5 at South Carolina, over under 47.5. I don't have an opinion on the game. I mean, I think Bama wins and controls it. Still a road favorite spot, but man, South Carolina looks, I mean, dude, they look terrible. I like under 47. I think I like under 47.5 here. I just don't see South Carolina. Like, how do they score 20? How? I mean, they hadn't been able to do it against anybody else, you know?
Yeah, no, that Bama defense they're legit. And even though it's a home game for South Carolina, they usually show up at home, but this is Bama, and it feels like Bama.
I mean, Oklahoma, I was on them last week, and I couldn't have been more wrong in that Oklahoma game.
Yeah.
Couldn't have been more wrong. Bama, you see, good.
Well, I was going to say, are there any player props that you like on Saturday?
We'll get to. Let me finish running through these games, and then
Okay.
Yeah, but far away. All right, Mizzou at Vandy, game day in Nashville, pretty cool. Vandy's 2.5. I think Vandy wins. I don't think Mizzou's that good. I'm not that impressed, and I think Vandy's good. And as long as Pavi is healthy and not banged up, I like Vandy to win here. And also, I'm biased because I'm cheering for Pavia Heisman. BYU at Iowa State's real interesting. BYU off that home underdog win in the Holy War over Utah. They're now number 11. They're catching 2.5 on the road at Iowa State. I like Iowa State. This is a spot where BYU has a good home field. They're off an emotional win over a rival. Tough trip up to Ames, Iowa. Short number. I'm on Iowa State here. I just pretty confidently. Scrolling through it. Next few. A bunch of crappy games. Okay, Brandon Walker heading to Starkville. Texas minus 7 at Mississippi State. Moody. I have not seen one thing out of the Texas Longhorns that makes me think they could lay points on the road this year. We saw the effort at Kentucky last week, winning 16-13 in OT. We saw them lose at Florida. They're too bad on offense to be laying 7 on the road. I like Mississippi State. I know they're going to be fired up. There's even, I know they haven't been like winning a ton of games, but they've improved. There's energy in the fan base. They're going to be fired up to try to beat Arch Manning. I think I like them plus 7, and I'm looking at the money line. I really think they can win this game.
Former Evangel Eagle Blake Shapen, one of the better shortstops in Evangel history, quarterbacking from Mississippi State. It would be a huge win for them to knock down Texas. But I said this a couple weeks ago. I feel like Texas is about to start building some momentum down the stretch here. This is the kind of game that they have to go in, take care of business, beat a winless SEC team in Mississippi State. I don't know if they cover 7.5, but I don't see Texas losing to Mississippi State personally.
All right, that Texas got away with one at Kentucky last week. That was God, that was a bad football game. Oregon's rocking. I see you're wearing your Oregon cap. You see the jerseys Oregon's wearing against this game, the Grateful Dead jerseys?
I did. I did see those. Did you see the ones Tulane is wearing?
Oh, Tulane's wearing the city jersey, yeah, with the Uptown Street signs on the helmet.
So those are some of the greatest City Connect, whatever you want to call them, jerseys I have ever seen in my life. I could not have loved those jerseys more. Like, shout out to Tulane for putting that together. Executed flawlessly, looks sick. Obviously, Oregon does a great job year in and year out with their jerseys. But I'm telling you, I think that's one of the best jerseys I have ever seen was that Tulane jersey.
All right, big one. And so a lot's been talked about this week. We got to hit this A&M at LSU game. A lot of noise. You're in Louisiana. I'm seeing it all over my social media, dude. People are at their wits' end on this Brian Kelly deal, Moody. I mean, I wouldn't say it's over, but if you lose by 2 or 3 touchdowns at home to A&M, it's over. Like this is like the teetering on the brink point. Like, I don't think it's quite over yet. But if you get blown out here and A&M goes in there and handles them on a Saturday night in Death Valley, that's it. That's it. That would be a third.
The fan base will turn so quick. Losing in Death Valley is just you can't. It doesn't happen.
No, and then LSU put $15 million in this roster this year. This was supposed to be the year. They already have 2 losses. If they lose here, the playoffs are over before Halloween. and they still got to go to Bama and to Oklahoma in November.
Yep.
Like, my instincts, if I loved LSU plus 2.5 all week, home underdog. I've seen all this voodoo out of Death Valley in this exact spot for like 35 years on my time on Earth. And so my instincts, and I think A&M, as good as they play, I don't think they're, I mean, I know they're ranked number 4, but like I don't think they're like unbeatable. But LSU having Whit Weeks out at linebacker, and just it's hard to take LSU when they just, if you've seen the offensive line play, that offensive tackles can't block anybody. And so I'm leaning LSU. I'm going to bet LSU. At the beginning of the week, I loved it. Now I'm down to just liking it. That's what I got.
I think that's fair.
Also, could be raining in Death Valley. Whatever that's worth. Over under 49.5.
Alex Gamblin Barrett says, I saw it up here 1 second ago. Talking about Memphis. Memphis has been winning, but the loss to UAB last week makes Memphis look weak as hell. It's a domino week. The weak, hungry dog runs fast.
Yeah, no, that's what I kind of think. Well, it's an old gambling look. And I'm not like saying I'm this gambling trend, like whatever. People always like trying to analyze the trends. So-and-so is this and this spot. There's one trend I've been on for like 27 years now. And it's not foolproof. Nothing is. It's all educated guesses. But I mean, I would say it's hit over 60% for 27 years. And that's Moody. When you lose outright as a road favorite and you're home dog the next week, I always take it. And Memphis lost as a 7-point favorite at UAB. Now they're catching 6 at home. It's a bounce back spot. It kind of makes sense in theory, though. You have a loss in a game you're supposed to win on the road. Everybody's talking shit about you after it. Your back's against the wall. You're at home. You're fired up in practice. It's a big week. It kind of makes sense in theory. But there's 2 of them this week. One of them's NFL, one of them's Memphis. Last week there were 2, and they went 1-1. So Ewell Monroe was not good enough for it to work, unfortunately. All right, Michigan by 14.5 at Michigan State. Moody. Michigan State's very bad. Jonathan Smith has not gotten it going in year 2. But they might could win this game. Michigan can't lay 14 on the road in a rivalry game. Have you seen Michigan play on the road? Their offense is horrible. They're vulnerable anytime they're not in Ann Arbor. Anytime. And this is a rivalry game. I actually hit the Luka King of the Court. Shout out DraftKings, even though it was like a $38 bonus, $37 bonus bet win because Luka was so obvious. But I did a parlay that was my King of the Court parlay, and it's a 5-teamer, and Michigan State money line's in it. I got a just monster bomb. It's like 37 to win like 9,500. But Michigan State.
Hell yeah.
Michigan State, Mississippi State, LSU, Steelers Sunday night, and Arkansas alt line is the parlay.
Well, that kind of jives with what Alex was saying. He said he's got Mississippi State, UCLA money line, and LSU money line. What do you think about that one? Obviously, you like 2 of those 3.
Did you say UCLA money line?
UCLA money line. I feel like
I mean it would have worked against Penn State, but on the road I can't see them winning on the road at Indiana. But you never know. Like when I do those long shot money line parlays, I like doing it on home underdogs because upsets kind of happen more on your home field, in my opinion.
It's fair.
Tennessee 8.5 at Kentucky. Whatever. Dude, Kentucky's the most boring team ever.
Zach Holtz was saying he agrees with you on Mississippi State. He thinks they pull the upset. And then Stone Papa Smurf was asking, you boys running DFS tourneys on DK? We don't run them specifically, but I always jump in the $3 one that's like $700K or whatever, and then the $20 one that is $2 million to first. Maybe 6. Yeah, so we always do those. That's kind of the ones that we build our lineups for on FFF Pod. If you're looking for one with like 30 or 40 people in it, hit me up on Twitter. I'll give you a link to one. There's like between 20 and 40 of us. It's $10. We run it every Sunday.
Yeah, and FFF Pod's out for this week with all our DFS plays. So like and subscribe and check that out if you want to get the fantasy deep dive. That's kind of most. I mean, Houston plus 7 at Arizona State's a little interesting. Arizona State, man, what a win over Texas Tech. I don't have any real strong opinion there. Houston beat Arizona. I was on that last week. I kind of lean Arizona State, but I don't really know. They're not that explosive on offense this year without Scatterboo. What you got? I see you looking.
We got a good one here. He said from Alex. He says, "Who can beat Alabama? I got a tattoo riding on 11-1.
I feel pretty damn good.
Are you so confident in Alabama that you would get a tattoo already? and who can beat Alabama?
All right, they're at South Carolina. They've got Auburn on the road, which, dude, Auburn on the road's always sticky, no matter what. I mean, even it's just that's what it is. That game when they play it in Tuscaloosa, it's not, but when it's at Auburn, it's weird. They got LSU at home. They've gotten through the hard part of their schedule. They've won 4 games against ranked teams the last 4. Here's the stat on Alabama: last 4 weeks, they've won more games against ranked teams, Moody, than the rest of the nation combined. Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
They're rolling. I mean, they're serious.
Yeah.
I don't think LSU. Even if LSU beats A&M, I don't think LSU can win in Tuscaloosa. Not the way what I'm seeing out of that offense. I'd say of their games left, it's pretty weak the rest of the way because they've gotten through the hard part. At Auburn's the most sticky just because it's the Iron Bowl, and every time they play at Auburn, it's a fight, no matter how good or bad Auburn is. But I'd feel pretty good. I don't think South Carolina.
He said. I guess I read that wrong. He said his bet was against Bama, so he's asking who can beat Bama. You're thinking that the best is probably
Auburn. I mean, even though Auburn's not great, it's just Iron Bowl. Those rivalry
Yeah.
games are just every time Bama plays at Auburn, it's tough. So that would be my guess. So I'm down the South Carolina thing. This week looks like it would be a trap, but I think this team may be dead.
I can see that.
No.
Anthony Thorne, am I stupid for thinking Cal can beat Virginia Tech on Friday? Also, cheers for guiding a Swedish stoolie through college football gambling show. Shout out to Sweden for checking in here on Wake Up Mintzy. What do you think about Cal beating Virginia Tech tomorrow night?
I don't love it. Virginia Tech's playing a little better since they fired Brent Pry and they promoted Philip Montgomery, who's a pretty good offensive mind, former Tulsa coach. He was the OC at Baylor. I don't know if it was Art Briles right after, but he has ties to that. Man, here's the thing on that game. Anytime you see these ACC conference games or one team's traveling coast to coast, I just don't bet the road teams. It's too much travel.
Mm-hmm.
It's too much. It's just, I don't know how Cal Virginia Tech's a conference game, but that's the way the world is in 2025. But if the game was at Cal, I could see it. But Cal, freshman quarterback who's been up and down, more good than bad, but I don't see him winning at Virginia Tech. And that's just my thoughts.
We're going to talk more NFL in a minute. We'll do national.
Here, I got a
Sunday
player
for
prop.
sure.
I'm going to check a player prop. Somebody asked about college football player props.
So
I'm
get us those.
going back. I'm going back to the well that I've been going to every week this year that he's been healthy because it works. Let me see if they've adjusted the touchdown score price on my guy LSU tight end Trey'Dez Green.
Yes,
lately-
he's a monster.
Dude, he's plus
target.
210 this week. He was plus 320 last week. Still like it at plus 210, but I said it should be plus 180. But man, that plus 320 last week was so high. I had him 35-1 for 2, and they looked for him twice in the red zone, Moody. Oh, it was so close.
Yeah, he's just such a big target. How could you not look his way in the red zone? I mean,
Still like him plus 210, but not as much. Definitely not as much. That's
are either one of us tatted up? I am not.
I'm
I don't
not
think
either.
Missy is.
Well, here's my thing. I was always like, I'm not like anti-tats. Like people can do whatever they
Right.
want. If you want to show a symbol, you do it. I just always have been like, man, when I'm 70 years old, like I'm not gonna want that.
I could never think of something that I wanted to have forever. That was my thing. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm sure at times I've wanted one. I thought about it. I had an ex-girlfriend that almost talked me into getting one, but it's like I just there was nothing that I loved so much that I had to have it on my body. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. But again, like you said, not against them. I think they look
No.
good on some people. Yeah, I mean, especially certain. They can look very good for sure.
No doubt. So how long did this relationship make it with this ex after she asked you about this tat?
Well, I mean, it lasted. I mean, that was the one that moved to Oregon with me.
Okay.
We were together for a couple of years.
Okay.
Funny
Did-
enough, I tried to break up with her before I moved to Oregon.
She wasn't having it.
talked her way back into
I've
it.
been,
came
I've
with me
been,
to
I've
Oregon.
actually been there before too. I know people like to say I've, try to act like Mintzy's never gotten laid, etc., which is just totally false. But I've been in that spot too, where I mean, the women thing, it goes both ways. I mean, I've gotten lit up by them too. I'm not going to sit here and act like they haven't broken my heart too, but I've been in that too, where it's like the girl's just not having it when you want to break up, and dude, it's not
tough.
good. It's
I think
brutal,
you just gotta go
dude.
cheat on.
I don't do that, but
Me either. But I will say, like, as a man, when you know a girl is very in love with you, trying to break up with her, like, it's one of the more difficult things you'll ever do in life, in my personal
Dude, well, I mean,
opinion.
I don't like hurt. I've been hurt before, and I don't like hurting people.
Yeah,
I've had to do it twice. I've had just two in my life where it was brutal. I've had to break up with them.
yeah,
I mean, and I'm
yeah.
42, so it's not like I'm some heartthrob, but it's happened twice. All right, let's get to NFL Sunday. No London game this week. First game, I got Bears at Ravens. Lamar's back. Ravens are a 6-point favorite. My instincts like Baltimore here. Moody, you kind of elaborated on your Caleb Williams concern on the FFF pod. Chicago's won 4 in a row, but I don't think it's like they're that good. And the Ravens, and props wise, we were talking about it on the FFF pod. If you want to hear more of it there, I think we might have a King Henry bounce back.
I could see it for sure. I love Zay Flowers in that game too. I think that Baltimore gets on track, starts to claw their way back into a playoff hunt, and this is a good week for that to start. I think they might actually beat the crap out of the
I know.
Bears.
I like the Ravens -6. Buffalo
Yeah.
-7 at Carolina. I got nothing here. I don't trust. Carolina's been pretty good at home and fights at home. I mean, I don't know if they can win, but
3-0.
yeah, I'm Carolina or nothing. Buffalo's off a bye off that Monday night loss, but you got to watch the
No
Dalton
Bryce
Kincaid.
Young.
Oh, okay, Dalton going.
hmm
Is Kincaid back for Buffalo? Because it's really like watching their passing game. He's important.
So that is one, as I said on the FFF pod, that is one of my favorite plays of the week if he plays. I love Dalton Kincaid this week. So we're talking National Tight End Sunday. Stone Papa Smurf said he thinks Kittle is a great bet on Sunday because he's kind of, been the best tight end on National Tight End Sunday. I would agree with Kittle, but I love Dalton Kincaid as long as he plays. I think he finds the end zone. He's been a red zone target, a red zone threat. I legitimately believe Dalton Kincaid has not just a touchdown, but a very big game. He's my tight end play of the week, assuming that he's good to go.
Okay, New York Jets +6.5 at Cincy. Have they announced are they going with Tyrod or Fields? Because I mean, whenever, dude,
They have not.
that's a wild situation when the ownership's throwing your start quarterback under the bus like that. I
Yeah.
mean, dude, the stuff Woody Johnson's saying, it's like it's hard to win when you can't complete passes. I mean, that's, I mean, I know it's been bad for Fields, but like, damn, man, that's pretty tough when your owner's talking about you like that.
And it's not like their offense looked any better with Tyrod Taylor running the show in the second half the other day. I mean, maybe slightly better, but also they're going to have no Garrett Wilson. Like, your best weapon is Mason Taylor. If you can take away a tight end in this game, you're going to have a ton of success as the Cincinnati defense. I think Breece Hall has to be the answer if the Jets want to make this a competitive game. But one of the interesting things that I did see this week, Tyrod Taylor nursing a knee injury, and Aaron Glenn said that he didn't want to give away information to the Bengals um, on who's going to be the starter on Sunday. So we may not know until game time. They may run 2 quarterbacks out there on Sunday. I think that who's going to play quarterback for the Jets this week and how much time they're going to actually play is very much still up in the air, and we may not know that until kickoff.
All right, New York Giants plus. I don't have a. I'm not ready to lay it 6.5 of Cincy. I mean, I know they're playing.
One other thing I want to say about that game, I love Chase Brown in this game. By the way, I
Okay,
know everybody. The team, the Bengals look better with not Burrow,
Flacco.
Joe Flacco back there, the real Joe Cool. But I think that what we saw last week from Chase Brown getting it going, I think he's going to continue to build on that. He gets into the end zone. Chase Brown, one of my favorite touchdown scores this week.
Yeah, I'm curious. Can Sauce Gardner slow Chase down? You think? I don't know.
Potentially, and it feels like, I mean, that's actually probably the best wide receiver cornerback matchup of the week. Feels like Higgins and Chase Brown could ball out in that game.
Higgins
I
6 for
think Chase
96.
Brown,
I see the T Higgins may be back from the dead. New York
yeah,
Giants +7.5 at Philly. Giants just beat them 34-17 on Thursday night a couple weeks ago. Giants off just gutting fourth quarter loss. I know Dart's been so good. My gambling instincts like Philly here on the bounce back from what happened Thursday night. But like, I also like Denver last week, and Dart threw for 280 and 3 touchdowns and ran it in the fourth quarter. So I still like Philly here, though. I think they're the right side. Just my thoughts.
feels like Philly found something last week. The Giants got torched in the second half of that game.
Well, fourth quarter, they had them shut. They shut them out until the fourth.
Yeah,
And they allowed
the fourth
33
quarter,
points.
So it just makes me think that, like, yeah, the Giants. Here's the thing: the Giants have a really good pass rush. Their front four is very good, no doubt about it. This Eagles offensive line is very good. They give Jalen Hurts tons of time to create. So like I just don't think their pass rush is going to be as viable in this game. And I understand that they played them really well a few weeks ago. This is the Eagles at home. They're not going to have to use a silent snap count. They'll be able to make adjustments at the line of scrimmage much easier. All of that. Like I like Philly here as well, man.
Cleveland +7 at New England. I don't have an opinion really on that because Cleveland's defense is so good that I think, I mean, they're one of the top in the league. Over under 40.5. I actually like the under here, and I know Drake May's been balling, but I don't think New England's going to be able to score that much. The Patriots have had a good run defense because they beefed up the D-line in the offseason, so I think they're going to be able to limit Quinchon some, and Dylan Gabriel can't beat them. And I kind of think New England controls it, but they're not going to, I don't think you're going to see another 30-something point game here. So I like under 40.5 in that game.
I kind of like
May's hot,
Cleveland
though.
plus 7.5. I kind of
Yeah.
like Cleveland plus 7.5. I mean, I know I've been like the only one betting on Cleveland, but
Well, no,
they've
last week we
been
were all over
competitive.
it.
They've been competitive every week except for one, for the most part. So like they've been winning bets for me. So I'm probably going to be back on the Browns plus 7.5. I also like the under. I love where your head's at in that. If Cleveland's going to cover this, it's going to be under
No,
40
it
and a
ain't.
half
It
for
ain't
sure.
no shootout. Miami
No,
plus
no.
7.5 at Atlanta. 44.5. I like Atlanta. I think Atlanta. There are a few teams who have bigger home road splits. They're tough in that dome, and when they're outside on grass, the offense dies. And Miami just. I mean, dude, it's over. It's over. I mean, the Tyreek thing. Nobody respects McDaniel. Atlanta's got the best pass defense in the NFL. Tua's going to get his shit rocked again by this pass rush. I think Atlanta hammers them. I mean, I really do.
Yeah, I think everybody's going to hammer Miami right now. The only thing I like in this game on the Miami side is Devon Achane catches
Yes.
because
No, I like that
you
because
know what I
especially
mean.
with Atlanta's pass D, they're going to be dumping it off. I like that. And then he's also on that turf. He might have a good. He could have a ton of receiving yards on the turf too.
Could have a huge game here because their offensive line's been terrible. Like they can't stop any pass rush coming at them. You have no receivers. You have no legitimate weapons outside of Jalen Waddle. You got to get the ball out quick to help Tua. And like Tua's just making terrible decisions in the game. So like make it easier on him. Get the ball out quick to Devon Achane. I think Achane has a sensational game. I love his receptions and over on the yards. I haven't even seen what it is yet. Don't care. Going to take both of them.
Miami. I mean, dude, Bijan's the third highest price in fantasy, but I mean, I've seen nothing out of Miami's run defense that makes me think there's any chance Bijan doesn't have a big game. I mean, but that's like an obvious thing.
Bijan's going to have a big one. I like Tyler Algier as well. I just think he's going to
Yes.
touch the ball a ton.
Yeah,
in the
no,
second half.
I like
think he has
Algier,
to.
and I think Algier touchdown's a good bet too if the price is good.
Yep, I agree.
All right,
I agree.
Niners plus 1.5 at Houston, 41.5. My quick thought on this one's going to be so ugly. I mean, this Houston offense, their offensive line is, I mean, there's bad, and then there's what we saw on Monday night against Seattle. I mean, dude, C.J. Stroud, I know he's struggling, but Nico's out this game. Like, Houston can't score. They're not going to be able to score. And say what you will about Houston, dude, their defense is freaking good. Will Anderson, Shipley, and Daniil Hunter. So I think we might have, I mean, dude, I wouldn't be shocked if this is like 16-10. I mean, this one's going to be ugly. So I like under 41.5 is too much. Bucks by 4.5 in New Orleans. Bucks got a bye week after this. No, Mike Evans out forever. Bucky Irving's going to sit again. Godwin's probably out. I mean, they're just really, really beat up. So I don't know that I could take the Bucks by 4.5. I don't have like a strong read. I am looking out for Rashid Shaheed and Tez Johnson and props in this one, especially in the dome. Both guys smaller but fast and can make big plays.
I kind of like the over in that game, to be honest with you. I think it could turn into a bit of a shootout just because of the weapons you talked about. Shaheed's going to catch a long one in this game. I understand a lot of people will be fading this because there's no Mike Evans. Tez Johnson looks like a weapon. Kate Otten's still there. Egbuka. Like I think there's still plenty of pieces in this game for this game to go over. So
Rashard White could have a good game. Saints run defense is bad.
He definitely could for sure.
I lean the over. 51-27 last year in the Superdome when they played in October. I was at that game. That game was buck wild. So keep that in mind. Colts 14.5 over Tennessee 47.5. I mean, that's just a straight pass immediately. Colts should easily win, but I just don't like. I mean, they just 14.5 is a lot. I mean, they should kill them, but
yeah, it feels like a backdoor cover by Tennessee that would just really piss you off. So that's not one that I'm gonna touch this week. But shout out to the Colts. They keep taking care of business, man. They just keep doing it. So I think they win again, probably convincingly.
The Barstool game of the week, we got that parlay promotion. Everybody can join in. That's really fun. Denver 3.5 over Dallas, 50.5. Sort of lean Denver, but it's maybe not. I think Bo Nix cooks. Dallas's offense and Dak's having this huge year. But man, they score 40 at home. On the road, it's like they score in the 20s. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like still good, but it's not the same. And on the road in Chicago, Carolina, and Philly, it's been like that. And so
All
I kind
three of
of
their losses on the road.
yeah. And so I kind of
Uh,
think
Chadwick Moff says he's got the Broncos covering 5.5 against the Cowboys. I
it's
think the
three and a
Broncos
half.
blow them out. He said he got it at 5.5. It's down to 3.5. So maybe he took the alternate. But I mean, Denver. Yeah, I liked it as a semi Cowboys fan. I like Denver here too. I hate to say it, Dallas needs this win. Like these are all important games to the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys will come out and give them a bit of a fight. But man, I just like we said, they're not the same team on the road, and that's what scares me the most. And Denver's 3-0 at home now.
All right, next one. Denver has they like to play close games. I'll tell you another thing on Denver to watch out for. Have you noticed how slow they start? Nick starts out bad. There's a lot of games. They came back at Philly. They came back last week, but they have some first halves on offense. It's just like what's going on.
Yep.
My favorite
Alex was just
NFL
saying, don't bet the first quarter, which I get it. I get it.
my favorite NFL pick of the week Sunday night. Green Bay's a 3-point road favorite at Pittsburgh. I love the Steelers. Rodgers against the Packers. Steelers losses. This is the other road favorite loss at Cincy, which we were all over last week. And I like Pittsburgh +3. Look, I've seen this Mike Tomlin era for almost 20 years. The man sucks as a road favorite, and when the Steelers are an underdog, they win. He's a freaking ferocious underdog. Sunday night against Green Bay, this is where you get a good effort. And Green Bay, who they're great at home, you look at their road games. They blew that game at Cleveland. They almost lost to Jacoby Brissett at Arizona. They've not looked good on the road. I mean, I do think they're a good team. They tied Dallas on the road on Sunday night. Like, I think they're vulnerable on the road, but then nobody's going to beat them when it gets cold at home. So I like Pittsburgh here. Good bet.
That may be the first time we disagree. We tend to be on the same page a lot. I don't know. I feel like the Packers are going to be just as keen at bringing it to Rodgers, and we'll see. I'm not going to bet on this game. Maybe I will Sunday night. I can't get behind the Steelers just yet, personally. That's just me.
All right. All right. Well, that's all the games. Moody, what else you got for go ahead.
Let's see what else we got over here in chat. Okay.
Shout out on the
National
chat,
Tight
by
End-
the way. Shout out on the
Yeah,
chat. Love
right.
y'all. We've
National
really.
Tight End Sunday. Let's get. To
Oh,
some
should
of
we
that.
put together a tight end, boy?
Yeah, I think let's put one together here as well. Chat was giving us a couple that they like. Zach said Kittle, Warren, Ferguson, Kincaid touchdown parlay. So he likes that. Grant Wagner said Ferguson, Kincaid, Otten, and Tyler Warren. I like Otten a lot this week as well.
I'm scrolling through it
Um,
trying to find some tight ends. You know what? I like Dallas Goddard against the Giants.
I can see that.
I like Dallas Goddard against the Giants. God, this is finally the week Kyle Pitts gets in the end zone. I don't know. I don't like the Kittle one because I just don't think there's going to be many touchdowns in that game. That's a no for me because of that. I don't hate Warren. I mean, I could see that. That's kind of an obvious one. See if Kincaid. I just don't know Kincaid's health. Green Bay, Pittsburgh. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really. The games that I think are overs. Let's see. I don't know if Taysom Hill's a tight end, but I can see a Hill touchdown against Tampa. Not really a tight end though. Let's see. I don't like a lot of overs here, and so it's making the tight end thing kind of tough. I mean, that's kind of I'm gonna let you. I don't have many I like. I mean, I'd say Warren's fine. I don't hate Kyle Pitts, but yeah, like I like a lot of unders in NFL, so it makes it hard for me to like these touchdowns.
I love Kincaid. I legitimately think that Kincaid scores this week. I like Cade Otton. That's one against the Saints.
Yes.
We're talking about a shootout. I love Cade Otton. So those are probably my two favorite tight end plays.
I can
I've
get
been
behind
riding
that.
Tyler Warren. I've been riding Tyler Warren a lot this week. We talked about it. He also gets
Goal line carries.
he
Yeah.
hit the Wildcat. Like they're doing all kinds of stuff with him. I mean, he really looks good. And then I can get behind Dallas Goddard as well. So those would probably be my four favorites. Yeah, I think those would probably be the four. And if you're looking for a deeper shot on one, maybe Mason Taylor. I think they're, you know,
Dude,
they're
I
gonna.
get
I
it.
get it. I know.
Bengals are
I get
bad
it.
on
It's
D.
Bengals are bad on D. They're terrible against tight ends too. Like I think that Mason Taylor, just because you're going to get such good plus money on him. So, but Kincaid definitely my favorite if he plays, and I think Kate Otten will be my number two.
All right, there you have it. All right, well, we're gonna get out of here to chat. Love y'all. You know, we love interacting with y'all. Get some plays. Once again, our Thursday night parlay: Jordan Mason touchdown, under 44.5. Aronde Gadsden over 40. Hawkinson, and first half under. So there you go. It's plus 2760 with a 30% boost on DraftKings.
Grant saying no Ferguson. I mean, Jake Ferguson has been catching touchdowns over and over and over. It just feels like, maybe I'm crazy to say this. I'm almost in the fade the tight ends on National Tight End
Yeah,
Sunday.
I
I know
get it.
that sounds crazy because last year they balled out on National Tight End Sunday. Um, I just feel like there's going to be so much money on tight ends this week. And sure, some tight ends are going to score, no doubt about it. But like, I guess I'm just somewhat of a contrarian at times. That like I feel like your main tight end scorers may not find the end zone this weekend. That's just my
I'll have a
opinion.
national tight ends parlay. I'm gonna do, because I'm going to Wisconsin where you can't do DraftKings on tomorrow afternoon. I'm gonna do all my parlays, and like tomorrow, I'm gonna come into work in the morning and get all my parlays up for
Yep.
DraftKings. All right, well, shout out Stella Blue and Dude Wipes. Get this can Stella Blue. They're out nationwide now. And yeah, man, have a hell of a weekend. Join us for the Thursday night Barstool stream for Vikings Chargers.